I'm Not Cappin podcast, but this is the rap show. It is your boy, truly Big Sheem, and we got OG Pops in the building.
What it do? What it do?
What is going on? We got a good one for you. It's been a little minute, been a little while since we've been on here. Hey, all I gotta say, I know Rose ain't on here today, but I was right. So it looks like Lucci, the streets saying Lucci, had the better stuff, but I know Rose was defending Thug and stuff, but what you think on it, Pops? What's your take on it? Is it a good look for Atlanta getting
Well,
reunited, or you think this is just because people need sales? What you think?
right now they both got to do it. They got to show peace. First of all, this is part of their probation. Cats keep forgetting this is part of their probation. They have to show unity and everything. Now, you talking about a good look? Thug need all the help he got to do. First of all, after all those rat and stuff he did, and then to have an album that's kind of trash.
You say kind of trash.
You gotta sit back and think, brother. But I think honestly, I think that was the best thing that even happened to Thug because he needed to be humbled. So I think with him getting out of jail, he just knew he was gonna come and do some slime stuff to people, and they backfired. And I'm gonna say this: God don't like ugly because you got to think he was lying and stuff. One minute he said he told his brother to take the charges. Now I want to say his brother's a rat. Yo, bro, you gotta keep it 100, homie. You can't keep talking that gang stuff. Your time might be up. You know what I mean? But Lucci, the only thing about Lucci is I'm scared homeboy he may have a heart attack, dude. God, Lucci got mad big. So
He got a
you
little
know,
pounds on,
yeah,
like Lucci
boy.
like 5'6".
That stomach is big, bro. I was
Well,
like,
Thug
oh
got a stomach too. They
yeah,
clean.
but
What
hell,
you always
yeah,
say, when they get clean,
they
you
eating
gain the
everything,
weight
brother.
every
They eating everything down. They ain't even holding nothing down. They eating it. So that's the good thing. But overall, Atlanta is not back. But I believe what happened is they had to talk. I think them OGs of Atlanta OGs was like, this is not a good look. Y'all dudes better do something. And we gotta stay united. We can't talk about it. We can't say nothing. Just keep your mouths shut. Y'all got no more opinion. Let it die down. They on that TI shit. Let people talk, and then don't say nothing. And think about it. T.I. didn't answer no questions. You know what I mean? When he had that shit happen to him, he just was quiet. And most of Atlanta, if you think about it, how many people ran on T.I.? How
I mean,
many?
I know only
Think
people
about
I
it.
know
You
that
know what I
beef
mean?
with them was Gucci.
Yeah.
Gucci is a whole
So
different beast.
So you got to think about it. And plus, you got to think how Atlanta's looking. Everybody's saying everybody's growing up. You know what I mean? Look how far you just brought up a good name, Gucci. Now look at him. It's the first time he stayed out of everything. He stayed in his lane. He didn't even care. He got called out. He acted like it didn't even bother him. You know what I mean? That's a good look right there. You know what I mean? The old Gucci that went on fire and been throwing shots. He would have dropped at least 6 disses by now. You know what I mean? So you got to think everybody's growing up, man, and right now I think everybody's starting to think that paper's slowing down. So with that paper slowing down, they gotta unite Atlanta again, because that's how Atlanta started making money. You know what I mean? Because everybody was unified, and then they started beefing, and then they did that. T.I. Ludacris. You know what I mean? They started beefing and stuff. So but everybody made their paper and stuff. So when they got big enough to do certain things, and I think that's all that's going to happen. But getting back to the original, what we were saying about Young Thug, he had no choice. Even if he didn't want to, the Mojis was on him, and he don't want to violate, because you got to think technically he violated, because remember the beginning he was threatening folks. You know what I mean? So you got to think any kind of threat, that's a violation, and he ain't get violated. He should have got violated. Think about the
Well,
song.
they ran it. That's why they said the song was leaked. I ain't gonna lie. I think that was the hardest song he had.
Yeah,
He was
what's the
talking about
name is a
everybody
rap.
ranting.
Yeah,
That was
and
hard.
guess what? Hell, that right there saved him, because I'm gonna be honest. He could have. If I would have violated him. I would have violated him just to make a point, talking about I'm gonna show you, and made a point. Man, I'd have messed him all up for violating. But then, you know, I think what they said, instead of violating him, let his street credibility be going, because now he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. He even if any dude he slap a dude, he going to jail. You know what I mean? So
Well, you
I
got to
think.
think. Just to jump back in here is when not the the black lady who said she was gonna take them all down. Now this is kind of the ceasefire. Everyone is out, but like you said, it can't any indication of any beef, any type of war that start. It's automatic. You already got the people. Quiet is kept. That's why everybody kept asking, "Where little baby at? Baby ain't trying to go to jail."
Nope.
And like you said, but another thing is, and this is a point on, I want to see your opinion on this. I think, obviously, myself and my generation is getting older. We're weird, almost to the 30 age range. And obviously our rappers are hitting that stage of, like how you said, that the mental and everything else that they got to grow up. I think that's what's setting the stage of, y'all ain't in your 20s no more. Most of them late 30s, you got Future and Future pushing 40. Like a lot of stuff, like you said, now I think it's gonna be interesting to see what's the next progression. Cause like, the thing is that when we was arguing with Rose, where I was telling him about the content, is like, I think Lucci can rap forever how he raps, because he kind of story tells. He still has his motivation in there, and then he tells his part of the story. Where if his thug is
Mhm.
drugs, 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 and then it's like,
Yep.
okay, well, now we done heard the tapes, we done heard, we can't hear nothing else. Just like how people been laughing while like, well, why Future done slowed down, he cut the dreads, he done did this. You got to think he done hit that age of what else is there to talk about? He made. I still think all of them may have like a party song together, but the thing is, I've been saying this for forever now. Who's missing? The big dog got to come back at some point and reunite. But I think he's playing petty. I really think Drake is being so petty because he's the missing link that unites everything.
Think about
Much
it now.
as
Let me
but
jump in here. What you just say about Drake, he's playing so good. Everybody talking about he's salty. No, he's letting everybody know. I'm gonna show you I am the money. I'm the one. I'm the quick starter. I'm the one, because as soon as any song somebody jump on it, he's gonna push it. It's gonna go hard. So right now, a feature for him, you got to be on his team, because I think who jumps on Drake got to be willing to take the bullets, because they're coming. But you gonna have a number one hit, bro. You having it with Drake. You hit it on the nail, because I think Drake is sitting there. Okay, I lost the lawsuit. I'm gonna get y'all. I know how to get y'all. I ain't bring. Think about it, he ain't dropped no music, and nobody has still haven't outsold his. What's that last album he just dropped? That stuff they said it was trash or it wasn't his best work. Let's see somebody beat his numbers.
yeah,
They
also you
not.
got to think it's quiet as kept. I think this is why we haven't had any real groundbreaking artists. Much as the gatekeeper, what Kendrick said, he's the gatekeeper. Only person I heard was Offset when he kept it real. When he said, "Yo, man, he didn't take nothing from us. He pushed our stuff, this, that, and other." And it's real funny how much as they, like we said, the culture killer or whatever the nonsense Kendrick done ran. And
Roaching,
hey,
yeah.
quiet as kept. Where's your boy at? He did the civil.
Kendrick, yep.
Done
Kid just ran
disappeared
them
again.
millions up, and no kid just ran them millions up and disappeared, and talking about I got him, I tricked him. You know what I mean? I got it. This is what he was waiting for. I got my money, and he don't have to come back out. He gonna do that Andre 3000. He gonna come out every 4 years or 5 years and pop back out. I doubt he'll come out. If he come out in the next 2 years, I'll be shocked. I don't think he's coming back. Think he gonna chill, because you got to think he made a cool 100 or something million easily. So what you make that kind of bread, you ain't coming back. Ain't no rush.
Nah, I definitely agree. Jumping into some other beef. I'll be interested to hear your take on this. What's up with Nicki beefing with everybody? I don't
You
understand
you
because
don't
to me,
understand. First of
I
all,
think
let me.
she's
I
done
gotta.
turned
No, no, no,
into.
no, no,
Go ahead.
no. Let's get it right. Who is Nicki?
I don't know who Nicki is.
Nicki is the new Little Kim.
I was
When
just gonna set the
Nicki
stage on that. Yeah.
had her first run, who was player hating?
Lil Kim
Little
song
Kim.
was
You need to play homage to me. You need to do this. Think about it. She was 10 years younger. Who the
yeah.
hell is 10 years? She is now the old bitch. She's the old queen. And she's salty because nobody is really bowing down to Nicki. And now Nicki is doing the crybaby role. She's upset because Cardi B came in and Cardi B only dropped 2 albums and she's the number one selling female artist of history, dog. Not this year. Out of history, she has outsold her. So now she's the one. Instead of her, Nicki should have. If it was what she should have did, Nicki should have reached out to her and said, "Girl, congratulations. We need to do a joint together." She'd have said that. You know how popular it would have been. They would have set a record. They would have been able to go on tour and everything. Didn't have a falling out. You know what I mean? It's a matter of fact, I wouldn't even have a falling out. You send them two out on this, the tour, and then they start bringing the original queens. They bring out Foxy Brown and Little Kim. What? Dude, they killing the game for real. They be killing it, but they are females. And one thing about Nicki feel threatened. You know what I mean? And she always been threatened with Carly B. Second, you also think about this for a minute. Carly don't write. Somebody's writing for Carly. You know what I mean? And that's why she's trying to get mad. Because she was like, oh, she want to use the ghostwriter thing on her. You know what I mean?
Well, hold
So
on,
that's
but
why she
just
mad.
to be devil advocate here, weren't they saying Safari was helping Nicki out? Like
Hold up.
I'm just
Who is she? Well,
asking.
hold up. What do females do?
Yeah, you're right.
They quick to forget that they doing the same shit the other female was doing.
Right.
Now Nikki talking about nobody writes my rhymes. I wrote all of my stuff. You know what I mean? She sounded like what's some Remy Ma. She sounded like Remy Ma now. Want to sit here and lie, and it don't make no sense. Why lie about it? Say yeah, I got help doing it. I write most of my bars. That's all you gotta say. I write most of my bars, but they want to lie. Yo, I sit here and I be freestyling. I hit it from the head. Hmm. Remember, Little Kim ran that game and it only worked for one album. Little Kim, okay, you said you could write, right then. You ain't
Well,
hear
that's
nothing back.
the
You
thing. Like
know?
how we was talking about, even when it comes to male artists, where I would love to have maybe our next episode we have is like a category where how how you have your old school MCs, then you have because you know how we were talking about before, you have a songwriter, but the songwriter 9 times out of 10 is not as good as the hit maker. But then the hit maker is not good as the true MC who can do everything. And it's like I get it, but at the same token, I'm like you. Like when it comes to the Nicki thing, is like even her reaching with so actually about the Jay-Z thing. I don't know if I'm just still was young, but what is the whole thing with Jay-Z? I don't even understand her.
What, Jay-Z and Nicki?
Yeah, like what is that whole beef?
It
I
was
never
that
knew.
it was that record thing that failed where Jay-Z was trying to bring all the artists in and say, hey, guess what? We don't need Apple. We
It
don't
was the
need
title thing.
yeah, the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he told everybody supposed to contribute, I think $1 million or something like that. And Nicki never paid. Everybody else who paid when Jay-Z sold the company got money. And I think that's how it went. And she didn't get any money. So she's mad about it and stuff. And then like she's bringing up stuff about some kind of beats or something that Jay blocked her on or something like that. But Nicki is salty right now. She's done because remember her and the Stallion was going at it. So you got to think it's still all of that stuff going on behind the scenes, and I think Nikki's really upset too because she's not. She's she might be trying to sell out stuff, but she can't sell. I don't think she can sell out by herself. She can't go on tour by herself no more. I think she's not that good. So what she's trying to do is set herself up. But see, she keep throwing shots at Jay, and remember Jay model. He don't never say nothing. He just chill backstage and stab you. And that's what he doing. He probably sitting back like, all right, I'm gonna show you some. Keep calling my name out. Call Beyonce because B gonna jump on you. See, that's who B gonna jump on you. But yo, Jay, you this. And Jay, like, man, please, I'm gonna set you up. I got you. And I think that's what's going on. Now she trying to throw, you see how she trying to throw Nas in it. Nas like, nah, man, don't throw me in that shit. That's your business, you know. But she
That's
just, to me, she's
yeah.
just hating. She's hating. She's the new little Kim. And you do the math, it's almost 10 years. It's the same shit. She's the new little Kim. Gotta cry. They want somebody to acknowledge them and everything. And she is a hater. Instead of saying, I'm mad at her for, let's do a song. Let's do a song together. And they go number one, man.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think also what's killing her is it's the change in the guard where we say, Gorilla and Lotto to me is 1 and 2 or 1A, 1B, whatever you want to look at it as far as the females. But yeah, they have lyrics, but it's more of punching out music where Nicki's still trying to write and she's still, no one's like, the crowd's not listening to that at all. And I think her best thing is, you know what? It don't make no sense on dropping no album. I don't think music's going to sound right because she's still going off of lyrical content. And I think she just got to take the L and say, you know what? It's time for me. I got to walk away. Maybe a feature here and there, but I can't see the content of like when she's trying to still push hard bars, it's not going to sound right. And like you said, I think she's going to need someone on a song. And I don't think none of those girls, maybe Gorilla can stay, but I don't see what kind of song you're kind of formatting with that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think y'all. I'm gonna say this in general. I'm just gonna throw this out. I think y'all generation got set up because I think what we did was we passed the torch to y'all guys, and I think we did the worst thing ever. We did like our parents did us, figure it out. And your generation is big on show me. I gotta see it. And I think in hip hop, our generation now have made a point to show the difference in the generations. Right. Y'all getting all that money, right? We was the pioneers. I want you to peep this out. We're the pioneers, right? We put the foundation. Y'all came behind us. Y'all making multi-millions, right? With garbage, right? Dude, y'all peaked. Y'all stopped right now. I don't think y'all generation can get no bigger. Guess what? My generation is a need for us now. We proved the point. I believe the old school dudes gonna be able to come back strong and the lyrics is coming back because they showed it how y'all made all the money by dumbing it down so bad. Y'all guess what y'all did? Y'all just asked for that good weed. Y'all got the weed legal for us now. Yeah. Y'all guys did all the young stuff, and y'all weed is now terrible. Now what's gonna happen is our product versus y'all is gonna be what we said, blue magic. We stand on it. And I think that's what's gonna happen for real. I think peep game, it might do a versa, bro.
Well, I mean, I think if you look at it, even with the fashion, where, now you notice the baggy clothes and the chain on the side of the pants. Where it's funny, where me growing up, the chain on the side, like, even though you had Jim Jones and them doing that, but it was kind of more rock star and this, that, and other. Like,
And then did you peep something? I don't think he peeped something. Jim Jones, what he just did. With all this nonsense going on, he made himself valuable.
well,
Guess
yeah,
what? Think about it. Everybody say Jim Jones couldn't rap. Don't he sound good now?
well, yeah, because you got to think. I feel
No,
like,
no, no. Did you
huh?
hear people? You ain't peep it. He's. I said again. I want you to think. When he first came out, he's whack. He's nothing. Right?
Right.
Okay. Truth fulfilled. The big dogs was all in the top of the lane. Right? Killing them.
Yeah, now
The
it's
big
clear.
dogs now all left. He slid back in. Young boys like y'all, like, yo, OG, let's do it, baby. Yo, yo, yo. Guess what? He became relevant. Guess what? He rapping against you.
Yeah,
You not the same content.
yeah.
So now Jim is making it sound like, yo, god damn, Jim got bars. Think about it. See, that's genius. That's genius. Now he flipping, he went from, let's say, let's just play top 50 dude. If he top 50, let's just say now in this generation, he ain't top 50, he top 10 right now. Dude, y'all guys gotta watch the lane right now. What I keep telling you, son, you better stop worrying about the right. See what that left hand doing, because that left hand is moving. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be a versus, bro. It's gonna be my generation versus your generation, like Soldier Boy and all of them, your generation, and they gonna go up here and say, "Yo, let's go our hits versus y'all hits," and I think that's gonna be the jump off right there. I think it's a setup, but like I tell you, the girls, when they come to females always beef. I don't care if it's from your mama to your sister, your cousins, your girlfriend mad at your mama for no damn reason. You know what I mean? They just gotta be mad about something. They haters. Most females don't have no friends. Think about it. They all say the same stuff and they all cry about petty stuff. The same thing right now. You think about it with them. What did Carly B say to even
Well,
trigger
I
them?
was gonna say is if we remember at the height, they always on the motorsport song. And then
Mm-hmm.
they had the incident where they had the small altercation, and then it's been up since then. But then at a standpoint of like, even though Cardi, see, to me, it's weird because Nicki's at the end, Cardi's technically here in the middle, and then
Yep.
you got Lotto, Gorilla, and all the other ones there
Coming
where it's like
strong. Yep. Coming strong.
the young ones, they figured it out. If all of us make music together and we do this, that, another, we all right. Nicki, I feel like she's at this point where, and even Jim Jones, where they're trying to throw the rod out there to see who takes the bait. Where it's like, let me go initiate a beef. But the thing with our generation, we have done, and I will say this first is, oh, okay, and I'm gonna go back and go get my money. And I think that's why now we're struggling where we reach money so fast. Like, even as funny as I was going back and watching the Ebro with Lil Uzi. Uzi told you I'm a rock star. Uzi got all that money sitting there. Yo, you seen Uzi?
Yep. He be quiet.
And
And
that
like you
was the
said, yep.
whole goal where you guys was, okay, we don't sell the drugs, get out the drug game, rap, get a music label to movies to all the way up to the
Yep.
pinnacle. And
Yep.
then, but we're still kind of relevant. Every now and then we still go back down here. The parallel with us is get money and gone. And that's just, it just takes off. And even the
Yep.
parallel with the sports, you
Yep.
got to
It's the
think
same
is
thing.
like,
Yep.
I think our mentality has always been where
Get the
it's like,
money.
okay, some of us seen parents struggle, but a lot of us haven't. But the whole thing, how you said it was the money, like, your parents' generation is more of, we don't stay loyal until our craft, and you got
Yep.
the Keith Sweats and all, they still doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your generation, I'll go ahead and do a tour here and there and throw the bait. our generation. If they make one tour, they gone. They're not worried about it. And when you mentioned, because going into our next topic, I want to hear, because I guess this one's kind of hard, because even though I was born in 99, I don't know really, well, I know like No Limit songs, but I don't know the whole thing, but like more of Cash Money. But I'm curious to see if you can set the stage. We don't start with No Limit first. And then we'll go to Cash Money, then bring it together on the verses. But No Limit, for the people who ain't out there, because there's a lot of people who's just saying that Cash Money is gonna wash. But what is some of the most memorable hits and just the No Limit in general, if you can share to the
Dude,
younger crowd?
first of all, no limit. There was a powerhouse at one time. He was pumping up so many albums. He got it to the point where he didn't even give his artists a chance. You had he dropped it seemed like he dropped the album at least twice a month for a year. He was doing that. So you think about it. His art, as soon as they got a hit, it's gone. It's gone. They didn't even get a chance to drop the second single without somebody dropping a new album. Silk, the Shocker. That's his brother,
Hey, let me
Platinum.
ask you, my bad. Why do they
Go
keep
ahead.
saying he's trash?
Because he was, how we say, he was like he was a speed rapper, I could say. But it was kind of crazy because he's speed rapper, he from the South.
Mm.
And he didn't have he had the the new that Louisiana swag, swang, I could say, how he talked. So they used to be like, you ever heard a guy named Dragon for the
Mm.
oh, okay,
Mm.
you ain't hear this dude. But no, that's why. That's the whole reason, is because of this thing. But it was mediocre rhymes, but it was you know what I mean? I think he'll out rap. Honestly, I think he'll probably destroy almost every dude right now in your generation rapping if he came out now. But he was tough. C Murder was tough. Dude, C Murder was tough on that mic. You know what I mean? He dropped some. He went gold, and I think he went platinum too. Um, Mia X. What? Big Mama? She was a beast. Mystical. At that time, before he got them rape charges and stuff, Mystical was a beast. So I'm just telling, you can even laugh. Little Romeo soul. So I think, what's his name? Mr. Swerve on. You ain't even probably heard him. I think Swerve on was nice. I think Swerve on was really from up north, one of the rare dudes to be with them from them. Who's the other guy? They had a couple more. Oh, Cain and Abel. It was a group called Cain and Abel.
Yeah, I
They
heard
was
of
two
that.
brothers.
Mm.
They was tough. They was tough. You got to think, and I'm telling you, almost everybody I named went gold. I think everybody went gold like there.
And
And then you
Snoop
got
was
to
with
think,
them too, right? At some point.
Snoop came and Snoop went platinum. He saved Snoop. He
Mm.
went platinum. So you got to think, No Limit was tough, bruh. Master P. Dude, Master P getting platinum and gold status.
Yeah, I was
Yo,
gonna say, it's just I always remember it was so funny with dang, what is that thing you used to watch growing up? The video show and
what,
the Making
MTV?
St. When he on the
Yep,
basketball
on the
rim,
tank.
like
Yep,
that to me that's one of the best videos of all time. That was always
dude,
hard.
they was tough, bro. And then I forgot it. I think they had a couple other cats, but I think they got killed. But
Mm.
I can't remember their names. But yo, at one time, the label was sick,
Well,
bro.
I think I was looking at a stat. They said they had the most platinum and gold still to this day out of in a certain time frame
Bro, I
for a
told
whole.
you, dude. Listen, think about it. How could you think about Puffy? Let's use Puffy as a quick example. You think how many hits he got off for Biggie first album and Craig Mack. If they went against each other, they wouldn't have sold like that. He had his artists, like I told you, bro. You had a hit, and next week, your boy getting released. He got a hit. The next dude, but think about it. Every time he get a hit, you lose sales. See, it wasn't. It took a minute before me and you could drop an album together, separate, and we both go gold at the same time. You may go gold, but I'm not. That's why we're Biggie in them. Um, um, on the Biggie side, Craig Mack went platinum before Biggie. A lot of people think Biggie went platinum. No, it took Biggie damn near 3 years, I think, to go platinum and stuff. What's in their favor in the air was the jam and stuff. But getting back to No Limit, dude, No Limit they was wicked, bruh. They could. That's why Master P, dude, you got to think Master P Company was worth 300 to 400 million within a 5-year reign. That fast. He had hit after hit, bro. I'm trying to think. It's somebody else big that I'm missing on the squad. But dude, everything they dropped was damn near a jewel.
So flip it over to the other side. Cash Money, the original.
Now,
Go ahead.
you talking about how they start, you got really was Juvenile, BG, um, Little Wayne, Turk, and I think um it was another dude. I believe I forgot. Oh man, I don't know. It was it Soldier Boy? I even get confused with Soldier. Not Soldier Boy, Soldier Slim. If he
I
was
think that's No Limit.
No Limit, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Soldier
okay,
Slim's No Limit.
yeah. And then you got to say Wayne, and then out of the No Limit, I ain't gonna front. When Baby, the Big Timers was nice,
You mean
people be
Cash Money? Yeah,
sleeping.
yeah.
Yeah, for Cash Money, the
Oh,
Big
you mentioned
Timers was
the
working.
producer. Dang, what's his
Oh,
name? Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh.
man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
Oh
Big
yeah, yeah.
Timers, bro. Shoot, when they were together as a group, you could not front. You still to this day, I don't think nobody could outshine Baby. Baby said the same song, same stuff, and flip it over and over. He gonna let you know why he's the number one stunner. You know what I mean? So you got to think they had a little thing, but this is the crazy thing. Of the thing is, out of the group, how they kept making. You got to think. One thing I do give Cash Money props, dude. When everybody left and it was just Lil Wayne, they still was popping. He was a one man army. You know what I mean? So, but so you want to know who will win in the verses? You know what?
See, okay, so this is my thing. Before I let you go on here, where
Mm,
it's tricky because one, I don't know if Wayne's gonna be there. I don't know if you've seen it. I was gonna jump into
he's
this where
going.
they beefing again with Cash Money's doing their whole little beef, but No Limit, and I think Snoop's supposed to be on there. Where the versus thing gets tricky. You know how we seen with we was just talking about Jim Jones and them, but when you can see the stage of one artist that's bigger than everybody else and then watch this the whole verses is, are they gonna get slick where Snoop and Wayne, say both of them available, are they gonna say, well, did he technically drop this during this, or are we just doing group anthems or whatever, like during that period where I'm kind of curious to see where, because technically Cash Money, then people were saying is, what is the transitional period with Cash Money to Young Money with the others? Like, I'm kind of curious to see
No,
how they're
it's
gonna play
easy
it.
because you got to think the transition was the whole group was gone. It was no transition. You got to think once the last person was standing was Wayne. You got
Well,
to think.
the reason I ask you that is remember at the verses where Jada Kiss at one point just took over the whole verses. Wayne has the ability to take over the whole and watch anything that can be. So where are we stopping with? I guess my question for you is, where
Who?
do we stop where before Wayne became that? Like, I know the bling bling and people seeing the talent, but then it's a
But see,
clear
but you
period.
know what's so funny?
Uh-huh.
I just thought what you were saying. Technically, if it's Cash Money versus
No Limit. Hmm.
No Limit, everybody how it'll stop is you have to stop Snoop on because Snoop only did one album.
Hmm.
So whatever song Snoop did on that, that's where it stops with Snoop. He can't go no farther. He did one album. Um, yeah, because he only did one album. Lil Wayne, you gotta think. Lil Wayne is the only one that never left the thing. He
So
don't
that's gonna
separate.
be my
He
tricky part.
so
Is
he
do
think
we?
about it. He
Mhm.
don't separate.
So
He
can
can
he
do
play? Say they
Jadakiss.
played the stuff
He
from the
can do
Carters and what?
Jadakiss. He can do Jadakiss.
Okay.
Because you got to think, he can start off like this. Let's just say they do everybody's songs and come back around. When they come back around after the one album, you can stop it there because then he can just keep going. Because
Well,
you got to think,
that's the
like
tricky part.
Juvenile only got 2 albums with them. Oh, and you know who else can do it? We keep forgetting BG, but BG ain't got no new shit. He ain't got another hit. You got to think he's the only other one because he's still all no he's still Cash Money
That
because you
was
got to
gonna be
think
my question because,
everybody else left.
and I
Oh
guess
yeah,
now,
and think about it too. I'm sorry, you forget one more thing too. Remember the big timers.
yeah.
He can drop. They can use songs from the big timers because that's Cash Money. I'm saying yeah, that's Cash Money. No Limit got to stop at Snoop because Snoop only gave him one album. Mystical gave him 2. Um, shit, who else stayed on them long? Yeah, maybe Master P and Romeo because we forget Romeo had a few hits. But shit, I just thought about it. Shit, technically, shit, Cash Money could beat him, bro. Because you just made me think the Little Wayne factor. Because they can just sit here
Well,
and grab
that's
3
the
Little Wayne, like Little Wayne. Oh no, you can't use Make It Rain. I was about to say, damn, they throw Make It Rain in, but you can't use that. But you can use lick it like a lollipop. That lollipop is over right there. They can do Mr. Officer. You know what I mean? He could just stay off that last album right there. Cause Wayne can be his own. Wayne is the if they do it right, yeah, I would have Wayne come in at last and let Wayne kill him off. Because you got to think that's the only way. Because Wayne could shoot a machine gun. Because he got enough material to go machine gun. Nobody else can do it on Cash Money.
so that was gonna be my question is, but if Wayne doesn't come, what is? Well, let me ask you this to set the stage. What is your reasonable expectations on the verses? You think this
I
is
think
something
it's
that's
gonna
gonna be
be
great for the culture, or you
yep.
think?
I think it's gonna be the Snoop Dogg and DMX. Remember
Okay.
they did their verses and they was bugging out and had a good time in the studio jumping around. I think they're gonna do it like that because the reason I'm saying that is because you got to think these dudes, or let me say this, or it could end up being, but I don't think they're gonna because they got too much time. I think it's gonna end up being more like the DMX type of vibe where they appreciating each other's songs. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, give me your top hit. And they go hit for hit. Cause I think ain't verses only 10 songs.
Well, this is though be the tricky part where a lot of people was 10, but I think they gotta let this is I think I need to I wish I could find this video, but when they put the 10, because everyone like my generation would be like, well, no, well, Cash Money's gonna, but No Limit taking this is the most even matchup, I think, like you said, outside of
It
Snoop
is.
and DMX, because you got anthems, both of them got female songs. So like
Yep.
you got it's a very different type of sound, but at the same token, I think I do like it because a lot of people I feel like don't give Birdman when we was talking about Birdman and Master P as
They're
real
props.
their props to pioneers. Them two are arguably the two most successful moguls we've had in the game, but we don't even talk about them. Everyone just associates everything with Jay-Z, but like you can't say
See,
nothing. Go ahead.
but the difference is, see, you got to think. It's like they money is tied to more music. It's like
Right.
JD. They money are tied to music because they don't go really too much outside of stuff that we all are known, know everybody. Jay-Z, like everybody keep thinking Jay didn't make a lot of money in the music. He made his money out the music and stuff. That's why his stuff, his portfolio is crazy. Him and 50 cents. Like everybody be sleeping 50. Come on now, 50 portfolio is ridiculous right now.
But
So,
I'm glad you brought up because I was actually gonna bring this up. It was this TikToker, right? And like even with my group, because they always get upset with me because it's like, guys, I'm always gonna be biased. And it's like that's the first person I ever heard you put in the car. That's the first artist I remember listening to was like, okay, 50 Cent's always gonna be my go-to. And like it's this young dude, he says, dang, 50 hard and this, that. I know I said, but it's crazy because you're gonna have a whole generation thinking this dude, this does movies, this does this, and it's like, where it's like, dang. But in reality, and you know how we were talking about my generation, where I'd be like, I throw 50 in there, it's like 50 is so smart because he's still selling money in his tours off his first album. And people stop there, but then they go, yo, he got hits with Akon. He got hits with Trey Songz, got hit with Chris Brown. And he'd be like, y'all don't even know this man's catalog. But like how you said, it's like, but he showed you the game is, I'm going to get my money for it, open up everything else. And a lot of people forget that where it's like, they get so mad where 50 didn't have to stay in the,
nope.
now I ain't going to lie. My next big thing is, and I want to see how you feel about this. And well, I already know your answer on this. They got to get the unit on something. I got a reunion tour. So I think that's if Dre and M can get that with all of them with Banks, and I don't know if you've seen the video of Banks. Banks still performing and it's like I get 50's thing, but like I think, dude, I really think that may set the record. If the unit can get back and get game on there, get everything, and Dre and M is on a little tour with, I think that would be the highest grossing tour of all time.
But you know what? Don't be shocked they do it because I think what's happening, like I told you, remember this, what I'm telling you. I believe this shift is happening. The old school dude's gonna sit here and say, you know what? Let's do it back for the culture. Let's do it for that. And this is gonna make these guys get hungry again. I'm waiting for Game to drop an album. I
Oh, he
know he
says that
do.
he's making. I
Yeah.
don't. Only thing I don't like, and you
I
know,
hope he don't start no beef. I just want him to
well, you know what he's
beat
gonna
some of
do
us.
because some
Nah, I don't
stuff
think so. I
I feel
think
like
they burnt them
he says
last
he's
time.
doing the documentary 3, and
Okay.
some stuff I just think you gotta leave, like, you know how we be like, dang, that's just a classic, and you just gotta leave it where it's at. In like, I know he hates the thing, but like we said, him and 50, I don't even know what do you think is a good sports? Is that Montana and Wright? Like, or is it, oh, you know what? What about Brady and Moss, that one, the young one? Or what do you think is a good comparison sports where it's like it was so short, but boy, they had the run was,
It
I don't
got to
know
be
what's a good
the only
comparison.
thing. I think the best is what you just said with Randy Moss because it was only 3 years. I don't even think
Right.
because you got to say it was only 3 years. Yeah, I think that's the close. The only difference is they ain't become enemies. You know what I mean? They didn't become enemies and stuff. And like everybody know is that them two was one of 50 ain't got no, it's just him in game. They just hit it. They hit it. I think that will be some shit. They go on, first of all, they don't even go on tour. How you have to do it, you have to set it up with you have Game and 50 come out um on a Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? And like LA, and this is my thing. Come on, Fitz, stop being petty, nigga. You ain't got to do it, but you do though, just because, like you say, M and what's the name say, come squash the beef. Really, let's show them. And think about it, Dre got a joint, and then all of a sudden they pitted this, no.
Do
Um,
do do
no, no,
do.
no,
Keep
no.
going.
Yeah, you throw what's name on first. You throw this is how we do it in the club,
And
and
I think they
50
got to
come
end it
out.
with "Hate It and Love It." I don't care what no
Yep,
one
and
say
there you
that. That
go.
you got it.
There you go. And that be the end, like
And I would,
M
I
come
would
out.
like to see. I know this is
Yo,
gonna be crazy. The remix. You put it. I gotta see Banks and them come out. You gotta.
you know what? I ain't think about that.
You. I
You
think
know
that would
what,
be the
Rod? That would
hardest.
be hard. They come out at the end of the show,
They all
and
come out,
nobody know
bro.
they there, and they just come out and they do. This is
Everyone
how
got
we
a.
do,
I think
because
everyone
everybody
except.
got a
I think
verse.
K Kid was locked up, but I think
Who
everyone
cares? You
else.
don't even care about him.
Nah, but I
Shit,
still do. I ain't the lie.
you know
It's
that
just
would be hard. I think that you
with
right. That
Yayo
would
and
be
them.
hard. Yep.
I know we get to a point, but I think if what they try to set up with the verses, and I wouldn't even want them to do a verses per se, but I think, like you said, we're getting more into the culture where, if P and them, even though they always say it wasn't no beef, but like they would never talk about each other and they can get on the stage and everything. I think you got to get that because I think that's the only thing that's right. And I don't even want to see them verse like it would be nice to have them all on stage a tour and they can like we
Mhm.
know if Dre make the
No,
call
you
then
got
it
to
goes
think.
to
Nah, I
M.
think what's gonna happen, Ron. Let me jump in. If this becomes successful, this verse
Yeah.
where it's no drama, you just said it. They going on tour because the fans gonna demand a Cash Money.
Well,
What's the name
the
tour? Cash
thing
Money tour.
to go on there, but this is gonna be interesting. What Cash Money is, Turk said he's not gonna be there.
Yeah. Who cares?
But
Okay.
I don't. Are we sure that Wayne's coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
You think so?
Yeah.
That was
He
gonna
ain't
be
letting
my only
Birdman.
caveat.
He ain't letting Birdman down. You crazy? Ain't no way in hell he getting there one way or the other. Now I ain't gonna say he's sober, but he gonna be there and stuff. You best believe this is Versa, bro. He ain't got no choice. You know what I mean? He's gonna be there. And watch, he'll do all right and shit. I hope he do shit. But you gotta think. And they even can do shit. You gotta think. They could do stunting like my
See,
daddy. If
that's
they
it.
do
But
that,
then what
oh,
is the? I don't know. It's so many hits because
that's
the
what I'm
thing with
saying.
some groups I want to see solo. I hate to say that, but after that, I got to see Young Money do they whole with Drake and Nicki and like I need to see. A lot of people forget there's so much music out there, and then you got Drake. On there. So I'm just kind of curious to see how it will go. Like you
Yeah.
said, with the verses, I think it can be a great platform, but like you said, the matchups got to be right.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think it's gonna be the DMX joint. I really believe because I think it's a tribute to their culture. Because you got to think they different in the South and Louisiana. This is it, bro. They don't have nothing else except for football. You know what I mean? The Saints and stuff. But you think Cash Money is New Orleans, bro? They doing it for New Orleans. That's why I say I can't see them beefing and that. And don't believe,
well, I don't think it's
you
gonna
know,
be no beef. I
because
just want to
even with Turk.
see
I wouldn't be shocked. Somehow Turk might pop there
the
for a
phone
quick
call get
second.
called in,
You know what I mean?
and
Because
this is
again,
bigger than.
but see, Turk, I don't understand the nigga because he keep acting like he got hits. I'm like, nigga, what hits you got, dog? You have one fucking verse or some shit. Think about it. Shit, nigga, be happy. You on bling bling, nigga. I wouldn't say nothing. Take your little 10,000, nigga, and tell them niggas, yo, bless you at shit, nigga, take the 10,000 right now and shit. I'm going on tour, nigga. Shit, 10,000 ain't nothing, nigga. Or tell these niggas shit. Cause for them, shit, I know they budget. They got at least want to pay them 50,000. And I'm like, son, to go there for 50,000? Or come on, man. Shit, I'm doing it just to go. Plus, that's how I'm gonna get my shit out there. And you know me, I'll be slick. I tell them niggas, yo, you gotta put my album out there too. So when the fans come in, they got a chance. I don't want my shit on digital, nigga. I want my hard copy. You know what I mean? Put that shit out. And I have my dude, he gonna be selling my shit. You know what I mean? See, that's smart business. And you got I'll have like 50 that I signed them shits, and then the other ones be regular jump off and be charging a nice straight up 10. I ain't even gonna beat the customers in the head. Nigga, $10 for a tape is cheap right now. That ain't no real bread. Shit, nigga, take it. I'll be like, yo, 10? Shit, that's 1,000 with the quickness, bro. You know what I mean? See, that's business, but see, Turk up here, he want to get. I got my entourage, nigga. What entourage you bringing, nigga? Shit,
Yeah.
who are you, dude? You ain't sell out a venture yet. You can't lie. That nigga can't. Who's paying Turk 100,000 to go see? Who? You
I
may
don't think
want to
so.
get that nigga might get 10. You know what I mean? He might. That's a struggle to get 10.
No,
And I don't know nobody.
I
You know?
definitely agree. Um, Before we wrap up here, who is, if you had a list, it don't even have to be groups, but even artists, who would you like to see on the verses that's comparable of, if you got a list you think of
You know
people
how I
you
would
like to
like to
see?
hear? I would like to hear 112 versus Jagged Edge.
Okay.
I think that'd be a good little matchup. Um, I kind of want a versus with LL and Chaos One. I think Ella beat him, but I wouldn't mind that little flavor. I always want, and everybody won't call this one Big Daddy Kane and Rock Kelm on the versus. You know what I mean? Just to get that old jams back. I would like to hear that. Um, who else? I kind of want R. Kelly out there. You know what I
I
mean?
don't think nobody know who's. I think he watches anybody. Who?
Yeah, I don't think no only person that I think he can is Mike. That's the only person is Michael Jackson. And I tell you some crazy shit. People be sleeping. He wrote a couple of hits for Mike. And that's the crazy part. He can use Mike against Mike in a verse. That's some shit. You can use your own song against. He can use two of Mike's songs against his own self. Now that's a hell of a verse. Um, Females, I would like to see. I I know I'm doing old school, but I would love to see Foxy Brown versus, Little Kim in the verses,
Mm,
just to see what they got. Because I think that, or I wouldn't mind Foxy versus Nicki
mm, okay.
in a versa. You know what I mean? Let me see. The girls, or you know who else? I would like to see Queen Latifah versus MC Light. Now that's a good old school, but I don't, she old now, but I think that will be hard. Um, Soldier Boy versus Future.
That ain't one.
Huh? That's bad. Future washing bad.
He, I don't. Only reason I say that is Soldier Boy after 5 songs. What does he got? I give him 5 if he got five
That's what
songs. It's the same thing with Bow Wow where Soldier Boy was weird because he's
I don't think you saying. I think Bow Wow washed Soldier Boy.
yeah he did they did a verses already.
Oh, they did. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Soldier Boy is tricky because you want to know something funny, right? I'm gonna give you this comparison and tell me what you think if I'm reaching. Soldier Boy is Fetty Wap, where their hits is here, but when you go over to the catalog, it's It's so weird because
You right. They
their
songs,
hits
they
is
one hits is so greater than the whole everything. It's like they two albums,
but you don't have
it's
nothing.
just yeah, you right. You know who I think about? What about Akon?
Akon's a sleeper because you
I
know who I
A
would like Akon, and I want to see if you agree, even though he's dead. What about Akon and Nate Dogg?
damn.
That's a good one.
That's a yo.
That's a good one.
We might have to put that on the list. Cause
Okay, let
yo,
me
you
write
just got
that
me
down.
think cause Akon versus Nate Dogg.
That is, you got a lot of people sneaky hits.
Cause Akon got a bomb of them, bro. Akon, and then you got to think, dude. Nah, Akon beat him, bro.
But I
Cause
think
you know what I think about? No, off of one song, bro. One
what?
song beat him. Back that ass up with Eminem. Google it.
Oh, smack that. Yeah.
Yep. Dude, I think he sold about 5 mil off of that shit. I don't Nate that song alone. Nate ain't got no hit bigger than that. I think his biggest hit is Regulator. I think Regulator is his biggest hit.
Well, if
So
you go feature, I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna write
yeah,
that down because I
yeah,
think
because I
that'll
think
be.
because
Um,
Akon he got a hell of a.
I got some interesting things
Go
before we
ahead.
get out of here.
Who you got?
Emma Wayne, I want to see that. Um, Give me Drake, J. Cole. Um, who else,
Drake
man?
versus J. Cole? I don't think no.
If Drake's not versing Lil Wayne and M, I don't think no one else can match up with him. But J.
Yeah,
Cole has some. Only reason I say that is the diversity of the catalog, where J. Cole still got he has some female hits,
yeah,
and
but
they
you got to
still.
think. The only reason is Drake got. Don't
I
Drake
know
got
what you're saying.
three diamonds, right? I think
Um,
he got three diamond songs, not albums. I think he got three diamond songs, bro.
Probably more than that, but yeah.
Bruh. The one with just what him and Rihanna, dude.
Pops. I think we done lost Pops. Well, when Pops come back, y'all gotta tap in with us and tell me your dream verses. I definitely think I would love to see what you guys think is some ideal matchups, who you got winning, and everything else. But as always, you already know the slogan. You already know what's going on, man. Lions is skill. Capping is not.
Like an ounce of stack, but I don't have to sell dope just cause I'm black and rap. Facts.